This 5 to 10 minutes can change the way you look into the market, guys. Remember, CWRV is the only thing that can help you understand the market insights in more depth. For example, if you understand the candle, if you understand their fluctuations and along with their volume, you will be able to understand the sentiments of buyers and sellers, right? So based on these all things, I'm going to analyze the market today. Watch me till end and you'll find some very good informations about how to understand the market structures. Now, let's start this video, guys. And guys, I'm not a financial advisor, so this video is only for educational purposes. Do not consider this video as any kind of advice or feedback. Let's move to the video, guys. So here I am on Euro USD chart, and here I can see that market is moving in between two lines. So let's try to draw the lines. So this is our buyers area because from here buyers have entered very strongly in the market, right? Let's make it a zone and let's copy the line and place it over here. This is our sellers area, right? Why? Because from here sellers have entered in the recent market. Also very good sellers have entered in the market and they have respected this area, right? So this is our recent reversal point. Now sellers are trying to move down. If sellers will increase the volume, because candle size is so nice, right? So if the sellers will increase the volume, we will consider sellers are nice and there are possibilities sellers can take control of the market. But here what happened? Sellers have entered very strongly in the market, but they dropped the volume. So sellers drop the volume, it means sellers are weak and there are possibility that buyers can take control of the market. But because there is no buyer's zone here, no buyer's area here, so there are also possibility that sellers will reject this candle and close as a very good seller's candle. And it can be like this type of candle or maybe this type of candle. So let's wait for this candle and then we will analyze the market. See guys, if nearby the seller's area, if buyers represent weakness, any type of show weakness, then we will consider the sellers can enter. If nearby the buyer's area, sellers show us any kind of weakness, then we'll consider the buyers can enter in the market. So we have to check the candlestick power, the volume, the zones, and nearby the zones, we have to check the candle. Like here, you can see that this is a seller zone. Why? Because in the past market, sellers have entered very strongly. In the recent market, we have very good rejection, right? Now, nearby the seller zone, one buyer's candle have entered in the market. Look at the volume. They have dropped the volume. Volume represents the power of the candle. So if volume is low, it means buyers are low. And there are possibility that the other party can take control over the market. Previously, they are so good with the candlestick size. They have dropped the volume. See, this seller's candle are so nice, but they dropped the volume. That's why this buyer's candle took control over the market. But this buyer's candle have dropped the volume low than the previous red candle. Here we found a very good sellers have very good opportunity here to take control over the market. Even though if this candle will close as a green candle, there are most probably chances that this candle will definitely respect this line at least because they cannot break this line. Previously, they are weak, right? So with weak power, they cannot break one area, one zone because this is a very strong seller zone. You can see that this is a very strong seller zone, right? Now here the fluctuation is nice from the buyer side, but can you see that the rejection is coming out from the seller side again and again? Maybe this can change the color also. Okay. And see, this candle closed as a green candle, but as I said, that this candle will definitely respect this area at least for 1 minute, right? And the same thing happened, right? With this candle closed with a very good wick. Okay, let's open the chart again. And here I can see that this candle have closed with a very good rejection from the seller side. You can see that this candle closed with a very good rejection from the seller side. They also have increased the volume. Now, understand the situation. This is a seller's zone, right? Seller's zone means sellers are powerful. Nearby the seller's zone, one buyer's candle have entered very strongly. Candle size so nice, but they have also increased the volume. Even though they have increased the volume, the next candle closed as a seller's candle. That means that sellers are so nice nearby this place, right? That even though buyers have entered very strongly, they have entered, sellers have entered, right? Right after that, again, one seller's candle have entered in the market, their volume dropped. Because they dropped the volume and the previously we have good fluctuation from the buyer side, the volume is also nice. This candle inspired this candle, right? Now this candle closes as a green candle. They drop the volume. Even though they drop the volume, again, buyers took control over the market, but this time they have very good rejection from the seller side. And because rejection was so nice from the seller side, nearby the seller's area, they have increased the volume. There were very good opportunity for the sellers to take control over the market. That's why I said this candle can be a seller's candle. And the same thing happened here. This candle closed with a very good seller's candle, right? So this is CWRV analysis, guys. Candle wick reading with volume. And this analysis can only help you understand the sentiments of the market. Now here you can see that because the fluctuation was so nice, they also have increased the volume. So because of that, this candle inspired, right? And that they are trying to move in downside again. Now, if this candle will close with a very good seller's candle and they increases the volume, there are possibility that next candle can also try to move down because the fluctuation is so nice. And whenever market trap. Like here, you can see that this was a trap for buyers. Whenever market trap, they give a very good movement against them, right? So if this candle will try to move up, we can we can consider that from here sellers can definitely enter in the market because previously they have entered very strongly. Look at the candle size. Candle size is so nice. They also have increased the volume. Previously, the fluctuation was also good. See, if the candle start and suddenly move down, that means fluctuation. That means the order value is so nice and in that party's favor. Means if this candle tried to open, tried to move up and suddenly move down, it means order was so nice from the seller side and that is in seller's favor. So that's why the next candle moved in the same direction without any upper wick, right? Now the same thing happened here. I can see that sellers have entered very strongly in the market. There was a small rejection from the buyer side, but there is more area covered by the seller's body, right? And they have increased the volume. So that's why there were possibility that sellers can take control over the market. But no problem, this candle closed as a green candle. So now there are more and more possibility that sellers will definitely try to enter from the above. Why? Because buyers have entered in the market, they drop the volume. Again, guys, remember it. So volume is low, it means the party's power is low. So if in this candle, more area captured by the buyer's body and buyer's wick, and they drop the volume, it means they drop the power. In here, there were possibility of sellers, right? There are possibility that sellers can take control over the market, but somehow buyers managed to take control over the market, but they dropped the volume. So they have entered somehow and they are weak. So the strong party, which are already available in the market, they will definitely try to enter, right? So based on that concept, only I said this candle can definitely reject from the above and close with a very good rejection from the seller side. Here, the same thing happened, guys. This is called market sentiments analysis, right? Let's open the chart again and let's try to analyze some one or two more candles and then we'll end this session. Like here, I can see that the rejection in previous candle, the rejection was so nice from the seller side and they also have increased the volume. It means sellers are so good, right? And here I can see that sellers tried, but now they failed. So now we have to change the analysis. Why? Because now I can see that the rejection is constantly coming out from the buyer side from this particular area. So this particular area can be a good area for buyers, right? So if sellers will try to enter and they drop the volume, we'll apply the same concept which we applied here. Buyers entered, they low the volume, so sellers enter in the market, right? So here again, this is the buyer's area. Why? Because 4 candles continuously rejected from the bottom. Means buyers are so nice nearby this place. And when sellers have entered very strongly in the market, they have dropped the volume. So they drop the volume means they drop the power. And there are possibility that the other party can definitely enter from this particular place. So based on this concept, I said this candle can be a green candle. And this will be my last analysis. So let's wait for it. Okay. All right, buyers are trying to move up very strongly. There are 3 reasons that buyers are trying to take control over the market. One is rejection. Second is sellers have entered very strongly with low volume. Third is previously in the past market, buyers have entered very strongly from the same particular place. So this is a perfect buyer's area from buyers can take control over the market. And see, this candle closed with a very good buyer's body. This is CWRV analysis, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned some good informations. And yeah, share this video with all your friends and family who are interested in these types of analysis and these types of informations. Now I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye-bye. Have a very lovely day, guys.